Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. We have lots to unpack here in the video today. We got a snow system moving across the Midwest and the Great Lakes as we get into this upcoming weekend, as well as a significant storm system that will move into the middle of the country into next week, bringing blizzard-like conditions and also some severe weather as well, and also followed by a polar vortex likely to emerge across the lower 48 from Canada as we get into the third week in December. If you guys are new to the channel and have yet to subscribe, definitely hit the subscribe button down below, everyone. I cover the United States, Canada, and the tropics here on this channel. Also hit that notification bell down below as well. It definitely helps out to get all the live streams on this channel and all of the daily weather forecast updates on this channel as well. So definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all of my daily weather forecast updates on this channel. Looking here this morning at the visible satellite imagery, we got a lot going on here, so let's break this down. We got that strong subtropical jet from the eastern Pacific moving across the southern plains and the Tennessee Valley, bringing all of the moisture up across these areas here over the last couple of days. That will continue to pump in the moisture from the west-southwest through Texas, Oklahoma, and into Tennessee and Kentucky as we head through the next couple of days. We also have a little bit of a trough digging in across portions here of southern Canada, bringing some weakness in the jet stream as we head up into the upper Midwest, bringing some snow showers across these areas over the next couple of days. But looking here at the past 24 hours, we definitely have some rainfall amounts that were over 3 inches in some spots here across northern Georgia, northeastern Alabama, and southeastern Tennessee here, especially near the Atlanta metro area and back to the west. Lots of rainfall across this area, and we'll be adding to those totals in the days to come. So as we move through the day today, we got some scattered showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder here from Virginia getting into North Carolina and backing its way westward here through Tennessee. We got some shower activity here across southeastern New Mexico into the Texas Panhandle here. None of this will be severe, but definitely some showers and storms out there as we head into the afternoon. That will continue into the evening. We got a nice here steady light rain shield across portions here of the Oklahoma City area up toward Tulsa, back to the west across the panhandle there of Texas into Amarillo, and then stretching its way a little bit farther to the east toward the Tennessee Valley as we head into the evening hours and overnight hours tonight. And then through the day on Thursday, that rainfall will be moving up here into the western Ohio Valley, the Illinois Valley here, so downstate Illinois, downstate Indiana, into western and central Kentucky. We'll start to see some rain showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder there as we head into the day on Thursday, going into Thursday afternoon. But to the northwest, we have a little bit of that colder air starting to sneak in across portions of South Dakota, Nebraska, and maybe northeastern Kansas here, bringing a mix of precipitation with the sleet, some freezing rain, and some snow showers across these areas. Not really adding up to too much across these areas, but definitely have to watch out for some slick spots. And looking here at the rainfall amounts over the next 24 hours here from today all the way into your Thursday morning, we got a nice swath here of some heavier rainfall in the blue shaded colors, around 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain across portions of northwest Texas, getting through Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and southern Missouri. Even another swath here through Tennessee, getting up to around 0.5 inch to 1 inch of rain up toward the Chattanooga area, down over towards Knoxville and even Crossville, Tennessee. We'll start to see that as we head into later on today. But looking here at our next ripple of energy in the jet stream here across the lee side of the Rockies as we head into the Thursday timeframe on December 8th this week, we can definitely see with the bright shaded colors here across northeastern Colorado, that's our next piece of energy. And that will propagate its way to the east here toward the Midwest and the Ohio Valley as we move into the Friday afternoon, Friday evening time frame. To the north of the energy here, we're going to see a lot of that colder air starting to sneak in from the north, with highs in the 20s and even the teens back up here into North Dakota, South Dakota, getting into Minnesota, and then moving its way southward here toward northern Iowa into central and northern Wisconsin on your Thursday. And then even on your Friday, we have those 20s and 30s sticking around here with those colder temperatures, especially into Wisconsin and Minnesota, and then sneaking its way down toward northern Iowa and maybe even northern Illinois with those middle 30 high temperatures as well. And that will be enough to produce some wet snowflakes out there as we head into Thursday afternoon. A nice swath here of some wet snow showers across portions of central Iowa, getting into northwestern Illinois, southwestern Wisconsin, maybe even as far north here as southern Minnesota as well. We definitely could be seeing some snow showers, but farther to the south here, into central and southern Illinois, southern Indiana. We're going to have temperatures warm enough to support liquid precipitation in the form of rain, and then that'll propagate its way to the east. Still seeing those snow showers across eastern Iowa, southern and southwestern Wisconsin, into far northern Illinois near the Illinois-Wisconsin border as we head into the morning hours on your Friday, and then that will continue to move eastward before starting to fall apart as it moves across northern portions of Ohio into western Pennsylvania on your Friday afternoon time frame. And again, this system doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with, so I'm not too terribly concerned about the snowfall amounts or really any of the rainfall amounts from this system as we head into the Thursday, Friday time frame. But we are seeing enough snowfall up here across northern Iowa, getting into southern Minnesota, into western and southwestern Wisconsin here in the yellow shaded color. A nice swath here with some minor inconveniences here on the roadways. So if you are traveling across some of these areas here, Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, through Madison, Wisconsin, and then getting back here toward the Des Moines area and towards Sioux City, just take it slow out on the roads. It's going to be slippery in some spots here. Just have to watch out for some snow-covered roads and some icy spots as we head into this late upcoming week and into this upcoming weekend. Looking at the snowfall amounts across portions of Iowa, getting back into eastern Nebraska, southern Minnesota, and then stretching over here toward Wisconsin, northwestern Illinois, on the order of about 1 to 3 inches of snow, maybe some isolated 4 or 5 inch amounts here in a couple of spots, but I guess, looking at the overall picture, it looks like more of a 1 to 3 inch amount type of event. So kind of a nickel and dime type of clipper system as we head here into this upcoming weekend. But then the pattern takes a big change as we head in toward the middle of December here. We got the colder than normal temperatures on the west coast and the warmer than normal temperatures here right along and east of the Mississippi Valley here up into the Great Lakes and the Northeast, with those warmer than normal temperatures for this time of year, which will also yield a significant storm system here. The Climate Prediction Center's outlook here from December 12th through the 16th timeframe is supporting at least 70% chance probability of above normal precipitation here, centered on portions of the Midwest and the Great Lakes as we head into the very middle of December. So looking here at our next storm system as we move into early next week, we have a very significant trough digging down all the way into Southern California, Southern Nevada, and the desert Southwest as we head into the day on Sunday. That will really continue to move to the east across the Four Corners region on your Tuesday before starting to eject across the Central Plains going into your Wednesday time frame. And this is really going to be bringing a big-time low-pressure system. We have a warm sector here starting to move with southerly flow from the Gulf of Mexico and the south, bringing all those warmer temperatures northward into the Central Plains and the Midwest as we head into the day on Monday. That will continue into the day on Tuesday. We could be seeing a warm sector all the way up into the Chicagoland area, getting into Indiana here and toward the Indianapolis area. Temperatures will be surging into the 40s, 50s, and even some 60s out there as we head into the day on Monday and Tuesday. We got the colder air wrapping itself around that low pressure system, and it's going to be a pretty formidable low as well. We have 991 millibar low pressure center here according to the European forecast guidance, and that is pretty significant here for this time of year. We got that blocking pattern to the north and east around Greenland. That's going to suppress this low, and we have those tight isobars around this low pressure system as well, bringing all of those windy conditions as well. So if you're not seeing rain, you're not seeing snow, you're going to be seeing a lot of windy conditions with this system here across the center of the country as we head into next week. That is for sure. And just look at the vorticity signature here with that system as we head towards that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. Really tightly wound, spiraling low pressure system, really centered on portions here of central Nebraska as we head into that Tuesday afternoon time frame before it starts to move east and northeast towards southeastern Canada. But looking here on your Monday afternoon, these are your high temperatures out there. We got the colder air to the west and the north into the Dakotas. We got the 20s out there, teens and 20s back across Montana here into the west coast. But that warm sector is going to start to open up as we head into that Monday, December 12th time frame to start early next week. We got 60s and 70s down here across portions of Kansas, getting into Oklahoma, into Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. A lot of these areas will be warming up on your Monday. That will continue into Tuesday. That warm sector will start to get a little bit deeper as it pushes farther to the north, bringing these 40s, 50s, and 60s all the way up toward the St. Louis metro area, getting into Missouri here, and then portions of East Texas, Arkansas, and much of the Dixie Alley region here, hitting into the middle 70s as we head into the Tuesday afternoon time frame, and that could spell trouble, especially as we get towards that time frame as well, with dew points surging back into the 60s, even some lower 70 dew points across coastal Texas, getting into that Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday time frame. And again, looking here at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook, this is the day 6 outlook, guys. This is still several days in advance, and the Storm Prediction Center is already confident enough 6 days out to produce a 15% slight risk of severe weather here from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex up toward Texarkana, western portions of Arkansas, getting into the Tulsa area and just east of the Oklahoma City metro area as well. So that will be something to watch. That is on your Monday into Tuesday time frame, and then that will stretch its way a little farther to the east as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, encompassing the Little Rock area here up toward Jonesboro, Arkansas, getting into Jackson, Mississippi, Shreveport, back into portions of East Texas and southeastern Oklahoma as we head into the day on Tuesday and into Wednesday. And it all has to do with this major storm system. We have a lot of wind energy here rounding the base of this trough. We got a negatively tilted trough, and usually with negatively tilted troughs, we see a lot of severe weather here. The 500 millibar winds are going to be screaming out of the west-southwest here across West Texas, Central Texas, and then turning back up from the south across portions of the Missouri Valley. And these winds at the 500 millibar layer, the mid-level jet, is going to be screaming at around 110 to 120 miles per hour, especially into North Texas, Oklahoma, getting into eastern Kansas and western Missouri as well on your Tuesday. And a very formidable low-level jet at 850 millibars here. This is going to be moving up all the way into the Midwest, bringing some very gusty winds, regardless of severe weather, all the way up into the Midwest here to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, into the Illinois Valley, and even eastern Missouri on your Tuesday. So if you're not seeing severe weather, you're definitely going to be seeing some very gusty winds. I do expect some wind advisories, if not high wind warnings, to be hoisted across these areas as we get a little bit closer. And you can see that squall line could develop from Missouri all the way southward through Arkansas, East Texas, and getting into Louisiana, and eventually propagating eastward towards the deep south as we head through the day on Tuesday and into the day on Wednesday. Looking at the GFS model, very consistent here as well. Very strong low pressure center here. Both the European and the GFS guidance showing near a 991 or a 992 millibar low pressure there. And again, we do have the snow on the backside here as well. You got the colder air on the backside through the Dakotas, getting into western Minnesota here, all the way down into western Nebraska. Temperatures will be in the 20s and 30s out there. Even colder back to the west into Wyoming and portions of Montana, back into the teens for high temperatures on your Tuesday. That continues into the day on Wednesday, with a lot of that cold air starting to wrap around on the northwest side of that low pressure system, and we have temperatures here into the teens and 20s across much of the Dakotas, getting into Montana here, into Wyoming, into western portions of Nebraska on your Wednesday. And again, that is going to support some very heavy snows across portions of the Dakotas, into western Minnesota, back into Wyoming and portions there of eastern Montana, and even into Nebraska as well as we head into the middle of next week. So looking at that, some very heavy snowfall here on the European high-resolution guidance across portions of the Dakotas, into western Minnesota, back across the Rocky Mountains here as we head into the Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon time frame. And some of these snowfall rates could be up over an inch per hour. That will continue through the day on Tuesday into Wednesday morning, and still some lingering snow showers going into the afternoon on Wednesday across the Dakotas, back into eastern Montana, into Wyoming and Nebraska as well. And some of that snowfall will be spreading up toward Lake Superior, northern Wisconsin, and much of the UP of Michigan as well. We'll be getting in on that snowfall here as we head into that Wednesday time frame. So let's look at a couple model scenarios of how much snow we could be seeing with this system. The European high resolution guidance is painting a pretty large swath here in the purples and red shaded colors of at least 10 inches of snow across much of the Dakotas, getting into Minnesota here, northwestern Wisconsin, then trailing back across the north central Rockies. In comparison, the GFS a little bit more bullish as well, picking up on over a foot of snowfall across portions of central Minnesota, back into the Dakotas as we head into that time frame. So the footprint of the snow is pretty similar on these two models. However, the GFS is a little bit more a little bit more aggressive with the snowfall amounts than the European guidance, but definitely both of these models are showing some heavy snows setting up across the upper Midwest and northern plains the middle of next week. We also have to worry about the wind component. Like I said, we have a lot of wind energy with this system, not only on the warm side, but on the cold side. And on the back side of the system, we're going to have northerly and northeasterly winds blowing in at fairly amount of gusto here across these areas with 20, 30, even 40 mile per hour winds being sustained potentially on the backside. We got higher wind gusts than that. We could be pulling down some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds and some blizzard conditions across those areas. So you do want to prepare now and building your emergency kit if you are traveling. You really don't want to travel up there if you have the blizzard conditions, but if you do, you want to have jumper cables, spare tires, you want to have a full tank of gas, you want to have blankets in case you get stranded out there, snow shovels and brushes, flashlights are very important, and most importantly, have a cell phone charger, a first aid kit, have water, have snacks, have food in your car. Definitely those non-perishable food items definitely could go a long way in surviving some of these blizzard conditions if you are traveling and get stuck in these conditions for hours and hours on end. But again, you do not want to travel in blizzard conditions because that could be very dangerous. But looking here over the next 7 days of how active it'll be across the middle of the country, yes, we are talking about lots of rainfall, lots of snowfall as a major system will be making headway into the middle of the country through the next week. And definitely on the system's backside, after the system moves through, we're going to be seeing a lot of that cold air. That polar vortex is going to be coming back with a vengeance. And that AO index, that Arctic oscillation, is going to remain negative all the way through the middle of December and even getting into the last leg of December toward the very end of the month, toward that Christmas holiday time frame. And it really has to do with this large trough here digging all the way south to the Gulf Coast and southeast as well, right around that system as we head into that Saturday, December 17th and Sunday, December 18th time frame, and that will pull down a large swath of cold air across the center of the country and across the eastern 2/3 of the country as well as we head into next weekend here. And again, look at these high temperatures going into your Saturday on December 17th. Next weekend, we could be talking about high temperatures in the teens, if not single digits here into portions of Ontario, Manitoba, Canada, all across the southern Canadian provinces, all the way across much of the north central U.S., across the upper Midwest, the northern plains, and the Pacific Northwest as well, getting down toward the Denver area. Some colder temperatures along the immediate Gulf Coast will be averaging around the low to mid 40s. And then as we go here into the third week in December, we're going to still remain very chilly across the center of the country from the middle Mississippi Valley on westward, especially centered on the West Coast. With that trough starting to move its way eastward, we'll start to get rid of this warmer than normal temperatures that will be across the Northeast, and we'll start to transition more to those colder temperatures with time as we get closer toward that Christmas holiday. We'll also be very active as well. We got a lot of these clipper systems with snowfall moving through, some rainfall at times, and again, we have to watch some of these significant weather systems that can move across the middle of the country towards that Christmas time frame as we get through the next couple of weeks. So that will be something to keep an eye on. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely hope you liked it. If you guys did, definitely press the like button down below. That's a thumbs up button. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. I'll get to those later on today. And most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Thanks to all the new subscribers out there helping to grow this channel, grow this community. Thank you guys so much. Definitely much appreciated. And again, hit that notification bell down below to get all of my daily weather forecast updates here on this channel. Have a great Wednesday, everybody, a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video.